Over the next couple of minutes, Hi TV is about to bring to you the launch of an automotive brand that celebrates 100 years of innovation in half the time. 50 years, that's what Lamborghini celebrates, and they're here in Sri Lanka. Brought exclusively by Micro Holdings, let's speak to a few personalities and see what they've got to say about this one-of-a-kind launch here in Sri Lanka. You're watching Hi TV's exclusive coverage of the launch of Lamborghini here in Sri Lanka. We've got the two gentlemen who've been instrumental in making all of this possible, in bringing down this wonderful Italian racing giant here to Sri Lanka. We've got Dr. Lawrence Pereira here with us. He is the chairman of Micro Holdings as well as Eurosport Automotive. And we've got Mr. Go with us as well, who is one of his very valuable partners. Thank you so much for joining Hi TV. So what's the feeling like after all the hard work, everything put in, starting Micro and then seeing Lamborghini here in Sri Lanka? What is it all like?
It's difficult to explain, but it's really top of the world, you know. The issue is, I mean, bringing in a car of this nature to Sri Lanka. I mean, that's how I see it, you know. It's not my personal thing, but I see the country winning. I mean, recognizing Sri Lanka to take to this stage of country being accepted that we should have this type of cars, the world's supercar, the car in the world. Of course, there are other cars I know, I mean, we should not mention him, but still for all, Lamborghini is the supercar, you know. So with that, and to have this kind of a car here, thanks to my friend, Mr. Melvin, Managing Director of Eurosport Singapore, I mean, who have really taken Singapore by storm, selling, I mean, I don't want to tell numbers, you know, right? I mean, so many cars in Singapore. And with that strength, with the network in the Asia region, we were able to work out. And Lamborghini's newest friend is Eurosport Sri Lanka. So we as their newest friend, a long way to go. And we have the technical backup support from Mr. Melvin Go. And with that, I'm sure this kind of a product can go forward. Thanks.
Mr. Go, Mr. Melvin Go, who is also here with us. You told me about how this wonderful partnership came about and how you guys met. Would you like to elaborate a bit on that?
Yes, more importantly is, you know, Lawrence being an engineer himself. He's always stressed to me, you know, Melvin, we need to have this technical support for the brand. And which he is assured, he sent his people to Singapore for training, to Italy. We will make sure that the cars are properly supported. And, you know, this whole thing belongs to him. His dream, his energy, you know, he's the gentleman here to say, listen, let's do it. You know, where we all know the number is so small, but he said, it doesn't matter. The country wants it. He wants to build this. He wants to believe. He believes that Sri Lanka is moving forward. And this is the beginning.
This is undoubtedly a beginning, and thank you very much for joining us. These wonderful personalities joining us from Hi TV. You guys had...
Thanks, Hi TV.
Thank you, Hi TV.
Thank you very much, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
From 0 I will take bets and guesses. Just kidding. It can do from 0 to 100 in just 2.9 seconds. Wow. Yes. Wow, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this makes it officially the fastest car ever to have touched the shores of this land. And this deserves a round of applause.
We've got with us Dilantha, who needs no introduction, a wonderful racer, an amazing gentleman behind the steering wheel as well as outside his car. Thank you very much for joining us on Hi TV.
Thank you.
You've been behind the steering wheel of a Lamborghini for quite some time. What does it feel like to see it finally launch here in Sri Lanka?
I'm really glad it's been here because, as you know, for 3 years I've been carrying the Sri Lanka flag on a Lamborghini. So I think everyone in Sri Lanka knows about the Lamborghini. And luckily I was presented one for winning the Asian Championship. So I have the car here. So it's good to see a showroom here and to see more cars, you know. So I hope there'll be a lot of buyers for this and then we can see more Lamborghinis on the road.
How has it been like? I know it's a one-of-a-kind car. It's a beast. Maintaining it, taking care of it. In terms of it being brought down to Sri Lanka and growing here in Sri Lanka, do you think that expansion will help the brand grow even further? As an owner, what would you have to say?
Of course, it's one of the best cars to drive around because after I think Audi took over, it's the best combination because the Italians are best for styling, I mean designing, and then the technology of German is the best. So it's a combination of German Italian, you know. So I think one of the best cars to drive every day. And I think with having because I think another thing is reason is even if you buy one, if there's no agent or dealer here to maintain, it will be very difficult. So now they are here, so I think there'll be more cars coming in.
So it was a double blessing. You win a car and then the agents come down and you've got everything you need. Thank you very much for joining us, Dilantha, on Hi TV.
Thank you.
You're watching Hi TV's exclusive coverage of the Lamborghini launch here in Sri Lanka, and we've got two beautiful ladies with us, Mary Ann and Sonali. Hi, thanks for joining us on Hi TV.
Hi.
So Lamborghini is launched in Sri Lanka and you are one of the prestigious invitees. What does it feel like to see a car like this here in Sri Lanka?
For Sri Lanka, I think it's really good. It's a great opportunity and it shows that Sri Lanka is developing. So I think it's really great.
Would you ever buy one if you could, or are you planning on owning one?
If I could, yes, definitely, yes.
And which one would you go for and in which color?
I would go for the black one, definitely.
So black is your color?
Yes, it is.
Alright, in terms of what do you think the scope for Lamborghini is here in Sri Lanka in terms of growing? Do you think there's a big market here? Do you think there's a small market here? What are your opinions on that?
At the moment, I would say there is a small market, but over time, I think it should develop. I think it will go much bigger. So there is scope.
Alright, thank you very much for joining us on Hi TV and hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. We've got Mr. Chandana Disewa with us, manager for Sri Lanka and Maldives for Emirates. Thank you very much for joining us on Hi TV.
Thank you very much.
So, lovely to see you at this launch. I know you're a busybody and you've taken the time out to be here. Will one of these babies find themselves in your garage?
Well, that's my dream, but I mean, it's a very positive step towards Sri Lanka. I mean, to get a brand name like a Lamborghini in Sri Lanka is a huge step. I think we are in the right path. Like Dr. Lawrence mentioned, we need branded stuff in Sri Lanka because the country is going to the next tier. We are going to have highways and people are going to come here, people are going to look at us. People are going to look at us in a different manner now from what it was yesterday. So these kind of things will add more glamour and glory to the country. It's not easy to position a country. So what Dr. Lawrence had done today is taking our country to the next tier, which I'm very happy.
Undoubtedly, and being a man who's involved with the airlines, I'm pretty sure you know how tough positioning can be. We've got the 1876th Aventador here in Sri Lanka. Only 2,000 such cars produced, and Ruin has been telling me all about it. Ruin, could you explain some of the features this wonderful beast or beauty and beast combination has?
Well, to talk about it, this is, well, to be honest, it's actually a wow factor for me itself seeing it. As a kid, it's just a matter of just seeing posters, and seeing it today right here and being a part of it is a big pleasure, and I never imagined being a part of it. Well, to be honest, this is the only sports car in the world that can, it's actually in the production as well as you can buy at any, basically at ease. Not very easily as well. There's only 2,000 cars on road. They just passed the 2,000 mark on, if I'm not mistaken, in June, and we were lucky enough to get the 1,876 as you told. This is basically a 700 horsepower car. There has never been a 700 horsepower car in this at all in this country, and it can reach speeds up to 355 and 100 in 2.9 seconds. So that's basically like you're packed up in a rocket ship and just flown into air. And it's a lovely beast to be inside. It's basically based on a sort of a stealth fighter, so it's gorgeous. That's simply what I can say.
Thank you, Ruvin. I'm just blown by the aura of the car in itself. It's an absolute beauty, and we're definitely happy to have it here in Sri Lanka. Ruvin joining us for Hi TV. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, thanks.
Well, cars are not for buyers only, they're for car enthusiasts as well, and I've got Mr. Nigel Austin with me, who's dropped by the Lamborghini launch, and you're watching Hi TV's exclusive coverage of the Lamborghini launch here in Sri Lanka. Hi Nigel, how are things going?
Well, I can only say that the cars are absolutely beautiful.
Which one would you prefer? It's not a trick question. I mean, I'd walk away with any one of them, but which one would you prefer if you were owner of one?
Well, there's no question the Aventador is far superior to the other one, but they are both wonderful cars.
How long have you been a Lamborghini enthusiast, and why Lamborghini?
Well, I think not just Lamborghini, all the Italian supercars are really special, but Lamborghini, especially in more recent years, has developed to my liking the lines that are much more pleasing to the eye, whereas originally Lamborghini often had large air dams and things which didn't appeal to me, but now they are so sleek and beautiful that they're absolutely wonderful.
And what do you think about it being here in Sri Lanka? Can Sri Lanka support a brand like this? Can our roads support a brand like this? As a car enthusiast who's very knowledgeable, what would you say your honest opinion is?
Well, I think for somebody who enjoys the car and can afford it, he will enjoy it anyway, but it's, of course, very limited possibilities to enjoy it to its fullest in this country.
Well, thank you very much for joining us nonetheless, and hope you had a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
It's been a beautiful evening here in Colombo, and we've been proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the Lamborghini launch here in Sri Lanka. What you see behind me is a beautiful Lamborghini Gallardo, and that's one of many more cars to come here in Sri Lanka as part of Sri Lanka's expedited development. I'm Dino Correa, signing off for Hi TV.